Hello, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. The biggest crypto bull cycle is upon us, says Bernstein. Macro catalysts are lining up for Bitcoin, a new report from the brokerage firm said. Wow, sounds interesting. I'll say this from the beginning. If we just go by past indications, which you probably heard the slogan before, past indications is not a representation of future situations, so I can't guarantee this is how it will work in the future, but if we just go past history, usually bull markets happen every 4 years. So just going by that logic, I'm not sure if you would say that it's going to happen right now, but I want to hear him out because it's possible. And if a bull market does happen, what does that mean for HBAR? Well, I would assume that means HBAR is going to be ready to rally, right? Because yes, okay, it might be talking about Bitcoin right now, but please understand that the market does move in tandem. So if Bitcoin goes up, every other crypto goes up. Usually when you have alt season, what happens is you've got a thing called Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin dominance starts to slip. So generally you'll have Bitcoin rally up, then Bitcoin will start to lose its dominance, and that's when all the other altcoins come after it, and then they start to take off and they basically beat Bitcoin because Bitcoin loses its dominance and then the alt season begins. So if this is the case and alt season is upon us, I think this is very positive news for HBAR. So I'm not no kind of chart analyst or anything like that, so I'm obviously, when I'm giving you the information about previous indications, I am just going by history. I'm not literally giving you any kind of financial advice or anything like that. But let's get into the article and see what they've got to say. FTX's collapse was the catalyst for a new bullish cycle in cryptocurrency markets, brokerage firm Bernstein said in a research report Monday. The crypto exchange's demise cleaned up the final tranche of, quote, toxic crypto leverage, unquote, and taught digital asset investors the importance of decentralization and self-custody wallets, the report said. Macro catalysts are aligning for Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market cap, the note added, with continued weakness in US regional banks and further deposit outflows toward money market funds and the big four US banks, all reflecting concerns about the, quote, centralization of money, unquote. Quote, any potential dislocation, whether on the bank's credit side or on the sovereign side, positions Bitcoin perfectly as a safe haven asset alongside gold, unquote, analyst Gautam Chugai and Manas Agarwal wrote. Bitcoin has rallied 80% this year, with prices surging 23% in March amid multiple bank failures in the US. Ethereum's native token Ether is up 76% year to date, according to CoinDesk data. Ethereum implemented its highly anticipated Shapella hard fork last week, opening the doors for users to stake and unstake Ether at will. Ether rallied 13% after the software upgrade, lifting the broader market higher. The Ethereum blockchain's fees are up threefold, quote, reflecting the growing user intensity and token prices post FTX, unquote, the note said. According to Bernstein, the new crypto cycle is still not fully appreciated, with a number of positive factors lining up. These include macro catalysts, a new Bitcoin mining cycle, the continued successful upgrades of the Ethereum blockchain, and the success of Ethereum scaling products such as Arbitrum. Quote, the opportunity to build a new institutional financial stack on the blockchain remains a worthy goal, and serious participants remain focused on the long term, unquote, the analyst wrote, adding that this will be the, quote, first crypto cycle which will see participation from leading institutional investors, unquote. Okay. So, as you can see, sounding very positive, and I kind of do get what they're saying in terms of, like, you know, the FTX scandal and, you know, like kind of Terra Luna and stuff like that, kind of being a bit of a cleansing. Now, I don't want to speak like that in any kind of positive way because there's people who really got financially ruined due to those two catastrophes. But I do understand that while it has been a very hard lesson, it has been a lesson nonetheless in terms of, one, doing self-custody, not wanting to lock up your crypto with third-party exchanges or anything like that. And also just in terms of not over leveraging yourself, right? Whether that be you borrowing liquidity from exchanges or anything like that, or whether you just put too much money into crypto yourself. So, you know, like you're putting your whole life savings into one crypto because you believe that that crypto is going to shoot to the moon. I think a lot of people have probably learned from seeing the collapses of FTX and Terra Luna that, you know, maybe that's really not the best idea. Definitely invest in something if you believe in it, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee that it is going to work out. Crypto and just investing in general, I'm not saying it's dangerous, but you have got to understand that it doesn't necessarily come with any kind of guarantee. Any company can fail tomorrow, and that can happen with stocks as well, right? It all comes down to the bigger the crypto that you're invested in, the more safe and secure you can feel. However, I will just say this on the flip side. Any company can potentially go bust. You know, you can probably think of companies that used to be around that aren't really around anymore. You know, if you think about BlackBerry back in the day, how prominent they were in the phone space. Well, now you've got Apple who've taken over that. And yes, BlackBerry haven't ceased trading, but they're just not really the same behemoth that they used to be in their prime, in their heyday. So there's never no guarantee in terms of, you know, what companies are going to come out on top within this space. But again, that's where research will help you, right? Because the more research you do about what companies are trying to accomplish and, you know, the partnerships that they're making or just the moves that they're making, that's what's going to give you comfort and confidence in whatever coin you decide to invest in. So I do agree, as I said, that this has probably been a good learning curve. So I do think people will be a lot more cautious going forward. And I do think the money that will be invested will be much more safer money. Obviously, there's still going to be people who can get sucked into anything. So I'm not saying that this means no one will ever over leverage themselves or anything like that. Obviously, anyone can get misled. So there's always exceptions to the rule. But yes, I do agree. And I think the thing is as we're seeing now, crypto is still developing and evolving, right? And as time goes by, you think that we're getting nearer and nearer to regulation. Okay. And the thing about regulation is when it does eventually come, it means that we're then going to have institutional investors who can now step in because there's more clarity, right? So companies can now feel more legally secure. And they've got rules that they can abide by to get involved. And I do think once the institutional money comes in, that's when everything changes. That's when you'll see these cryptos really, really start getting value. The ones that are going to be here long-term wise anyway. I don't believe all cryptos will be here. I do think some cryptos will they won't make it because they don't have any kind of use case. They don't have any kind of purpose. But HBAR is definitely a crypto that I think has a purpose and has a utility. So if this alt season does really take off, then yeah, I think it's going to be time to see HBAR really shine and really gain some value. So the other thing I will just say is they're saying there's some good macro events that is looking good for crypto. And that's true in the sense of just the crypto space, but you've also got to look at the larger macro event in terms of just the general economy. We're not in a good way at the moment. We're all going through a hard time. Inflation is absolutely out of control. We've got a war going on with Russia and Ukraine. So when you take the actual world economy events going on, I think those at the moment are kind of overshadowing the crypto events. So I do think there are a few more things that we need to kind of really look out for before we start getting comfortable in regards to saying that this is all the catalyst that we need for an actual market or alt season. But yeah, I think there's definitely potential there, but we'll see. But here's hoping, because I would love to see an alt season this year. As much as I may not be convinced it's going to happen, I would love to see it. I'd happily like to be wrong. But what do you guys think? Do you think alt season is coming? Do you think HBAR will be one of the better performers if we see an alt season? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.